What is up, guys? I am the Senator, and with all the changes coming in Operation Shadow Legacy, one of the biggest changes that everyone's talking about is the addition of the new Hard Breach secondary gadget. And on social media and on YouTube comment sections, a lot of people are looking at the addition of this device as if it's going to make Thermite, Ace, Hibana, and a Maverick irrelevant, and that's not the case by a long shot. And I think Bikini was able to sum it up as to why that's the case with this tweet. He stated on Twitter that flashbangs don't make Ying obsolete, breach charges don't make Buck or Sledge obsolete, new Hard Breach Gadget doesn't make Hard Breachers obsolete, they're slow and clunky and give much less value than true Hard Breachers. Stop overreacting. And I personally think that these Hard Breach Gadgets are going to have a huge impact on the game, but does it make any Hard Breacher obsolete? No, not in my opinion. The only Hard Breacher that's going to be hurting from this new season is Hibana, considering they just took away her acog. But Bikini makes a very accurate point, and I'll even add on to that. Claymores don't make Gridlock or Nomad obsolete, and bulletproof cameras don't make Maestro obsolete. Bringing in a worse version of an operator gadget as a secondary gadget does not make that operator useless. I see people complaining when a gadget like this should have them excited. We have Fuse, Monty, Nock, Capital, Finka, Lion, Amaru, Ying, who are operators that are extremely underpicked. Getting a gadget that makes picking them a lot more attractive, and you can pick them and it'll make sense to pick them. Because with most of the operators that I just listed, those are operators that you can never really bring because they are too big of a risk. Generally, whenever you play, you're going to have a Thatcher and a Thermite, and you'll have two entry fraggers, usually Ash and Zofia. And then you'll have a flex operator that is typically Maverick, Hibana, or Jackal. And so you're left with very little room to bring an operator like Ying, because Ying doesn't deal with inner defender utility, she doesn't provide information, and she doesn't act as a hard breacher or help support the hard breacher. So fitting operators like Ying into your lineup is a challenge and a risk, but with the addition of these hard breach devices, that opened things up by a lot. And I'm going to pause the video for a second to remind you to hit the like button, because that actually helps me out a lot with YouTube algorithm. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit subscribe for more R6 content. But anyways, I'll take you back to the example that Bikini provided. Imagine if breaching charges did not come at launch and Sledge and Buck were the only operators that you could do any vertical play with. If a couple of years down the line Ubisoft wanted to add breaching charges, I could see people acting the same way as they do now and saying similar things like it'll make Buck and Sledge useless. And of course, we all know that wouldn't be the case, considering that we always bring Sledge or Buck to play vertically instead of telling every member of the attacking team, okay, we don't need Sledge or Buck, let's just bring breaching charges instead. That is never the case. If there is a specific job that needs to get done, you're going to bring the operators that are best suited to get that job done. So if you need to play vertically, you're going to be bringing that Buck or a Sledge instead of telling the attacking team, okay guys, we just need to bring breach charges. If you need your flanks covered, you're going to tell people to just bring Claymores, you're going to bring the Nomad. If you know you need to get a specific reinforced wall open, you're still going to bring Thermite or Ace or even Hibana instead of relying on your operators to just use that new secondary gadget. And as Bikini said, this device is super clunky, and from what I've seen, it takes about 8 seconds for this thing to go off, so it's extremely easy to bandit trick this thing. And nobody in their right mind is going to not bring a hard breacher and just rely on Nock or Capital to open the wall. But what I love most about this device is that it makes a lot of underpicked operators more valuable. It makes a lot of operators that are played less than 10% of the time more viable and more versatile. You can now bring Ying because she finally provides some utility to the team. You can now bring Lion as a secondary hard breacher. Fuse can now clear bandit batteries or whatever utility from above with his 4 cluster charges and then go and open a wall. And a change like this makes operators a lot more versatile, and because of the implementation of the gadget, we won't be seeing the same operators being brought every single game. I swear, like 80% of the time, I know exactly which operators are going to be brought, except for maybe that one flex operator. Now teams can bring operators like Capital and Ying at the same time, and that'll work. That team composition can work with these new gadgets. And so Ubisoft saw that about half of their operators are brought less than 20% of the time which is understandable. You can't expect them to balance every operators where they're all picked an equal amount of times. However, the addition of this device will result in a boost at the pick rates of operators who are rarely picked, and at the same time, it won't result in operators like Thermite, Hibana, Maverick, or Ace absolutely plummeting in their pick rates. Will their pick rates drop? I would say yes to some degree, probably about 5% I would guess, because that second hard breacher, the Maverick or the Hibana, can be swapped out for any of these new operators that are getting this device. But overall, making these underpicked operators more versatile by adding this device is a step in the right direction. They're going to be able to shift the meta and make underpicked operators more desirable, versatile, and a lot more useful. You can now bring Lion or even Knock, who, by the way, now has a 1.5 times zoom scope, and those operators can mesh extremely well with your team composition because they are now more versatile and provide hard breaching utility. And I don't know about you guys, but seeing Ubisoft spend months of developing an operator only for that operator to be extremely underwhelming was something that I was tired of seeing. I want to see Ubisoft develop operators that are going to squeeze their way into the meta in some way, and this device allows those underwhelming operators to do just that. And seeing an operator like Capitao, who's really one of the most underrated operators in this game, getting hard breaching utility was something that was just absolutely insane to me. Capitao is already an insanely strong operator who doesn't get the love he deserves, but seeing as though he has the ability to act as a secondary hard breacher and the ability to put down smokes and then firebolts, expect to see him a lot more in this upcoming season. But giving Capitao this gadget was a way to make him more versatile and increase his pick rate without making him overpowered. It was a way to increase the pick rate without touching his primary gadget or his weapons. He's now just more useful, but not overwhelming, and that's why I love this device. And of course, that's just speculation. The test server update hasn't went live at time of recording this, but, looking at Capitao, this is certainly a buff to him, but there's no way that this will make him just an overpowered, overwhelming operator. But anyways, now Ubisoft can look at operators who are not performing well and give this device to them as a way to increase their versatility and their pick rate without doing drastic things to them that will make them overpowered. Ubisoft has 50-something operators. I can't even keep count at this point. Half of those operators are rarely used because teams can't put them anywhere. There is always an operator that would be a better pick, but trying to make operators more versatile will ensure that they are developing operators that will never see playtime. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Let me know what you think down below. I love hearing from you guys. And are you excited about this new season? And what are you looking forward to most? Also, there's so much new content coming with this update, so let me know down below what you want me to cover next, or just comment some questions you have concerning the new season. I will be playing on the test server, so if you're someone on console and you have any questions, put them down below. I'll try to go over them. Anyways, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video, and make sure to hit that like button because that actually helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And while you're down there, hit subscribe for more R6 content. That's it for today. I am the Senator, and as always, have a good one.